Hello everybody and welcome to a fresh new week in World of Marvel Contest of Champions. We've got a lot of content and things that have gone out to the community, whether it's bounty missions, the Summon Symbiote incursions, as well as a whole host of different things. But what's happening this week? Well, there's not a lot actually, but there's some interesting things from around the community. I thought I'd share with you some interesting things, some new players asking questions of the game, some new things that come out are actually putting in that will help out new players, some teasers for the future, and of course, shouting out a page in the community as well. Let's get into the show, shall we? First of all, it was good to see a post by Pandaman Pete, who's gone out of his way to grab himself a nice hollow Machamp. Dracula, a first edition Dracula, a first appearance Dracula, whatever it is. If you don't know already, like all about this stuff, I think go and check out the live stream as well as some other stuff. But if you go into game at the moment and look at the Grandmaster's Grace, right under here, it says that there's a chance to award a rare first appearance profile frame. You can see that glimmering on screen right now. This is kind of like a cosmetics thing if you're kind of new to this. If people say, why did Kabam waste their time on this? Well, this is hopefully going to be something that is more for spenders to get stuff unique within Marvel Contest of Champions. And maybe there's some balancing that Kabam can do to the extent of like how much, say, spenders are able to make advantages over those that don't spend. Because it's getting worse. It's getting worse to be competitive in the sphere. And of course, Battlegrounds is getting worse as well. That's another story for another day. But it was cool to see at least the first kind of like appearance of like Dracula with the new kind of like shiny element to it, which I hope that it goes out to more champions. I thought I saw some, but I could have been wrong in some crystal reels recently. But yeah, exciting with that. Next up are new players. So something that I did see on Reddit, and I thought this was really interesting. I thought something to share is, and I haven't checked the comments of this particular post because I want to see how good players could be with their advice, because there's a part 1 and part 2 to this particular coverage. I mean, for me, it's exciting to see where new players are coming into the game and their interest and how far they can go and whether or not they feel it's worth it. This particular player called Cheap Sandwich, that's a great name by the way, says, is this game worth starting within the first 30 minutes of playtime? I have all this already. I feel like I'm too late. And that's the scary thing, isn't it? As soon as you're starting into MCOC, you might be seeing a lot of this, a lot of players with kind of really stonkingly big accounts and going, oh, is there any point to this? And that's the big tough one, isn't it? And what have people said? Back in a day, this would be considered an elite endgame roster. Yep. There's no such thing as too late. Good to see Cat Murdoch putting a bit of positivity in here. Fair play to you. If you like fighting Marvel IP, then yeah. There's so many more champions and things to do in game. Being free to play is a little hard, but it's not impossible. I mean, that's true. I mean, look, I'm non-spending. A lot of the not all of the 7 stars. Most, if not all, the 6 stars, and anything Ascension wise, and of course anything new when it comes to rank ups have all been on my account and for free by not having to spend a penny. So there you go. But spending now and going, yeah, okay, well, what happens in about 4 years' time? Well, it's probably going to be worthless, which I know a lot of people have had the same experience with that one over the years. Games are meant to be started at one point. Yep. Crazy how much this game has changed. Yep. New player ramp up has sped up over time. And that's actually true. If you look at it, like, it's just, you can get a Paragon pretty easily. I'm sure some people would disagree with that point, but I know plenty of players that have been able to make that kind of leapfrog with doing next to nothing. All you need is a good couple of sales. I'm talking Banquet event, I'm talking Cyber Weekend, I'm talking July 4th deals. I'm even talking free deals and free things that Kabam give out to the player base, which they do, by the way. But it doesn't exactly smooth the cracks of the high spenders to free-to-play players. I'm just saying that Kabam do have these things in mind. Coming to this game now in 2025 is honestly a great idea. They've made early content very rewarding and reduced. Do you know what? It's not without its flaws, but I find it really fun over. Do you know what? I want to say fair play to the community here, because I didn't know what to expect, and I thought, we'll give a genuine reaction and see what players have been saying. And for the most part, what I've read so far is encouragement. And that's great. It's great that you're out there encouraging new players. Look, we know the game ain't great. We know that here's a fact. The quality of the fighting element of this game is not great. It's not great, and that's weird because this is meant to be a fighting game. Regardless of this RPG elements that Kabam have added in different modes and whatever, the fighting is the most important thing. The enemy AI and the stuff that I was kind of like brought up on arcade modes, arcade fighting. You know, in 2 weeks, no, in a month, no, 2 months time, I'm going to be doing going out with friends. We're just going to play in a local arcade and stuff like that. It's like that's what fighting games were all about, and that's what I enjoyed about playing the Marvel Cosmic Invasion game that was out recently. And that's what I enjoyed about Marvel Rivals. But if the fighting element is not there, then we've got a bit of a problem. Other than that, you know, it's good to see people being positive. And of course, we all know there's a lot of work Kabam have to do with the game. But I just want to say shout out to the community. Great amount of positivity. And see, I was planning to kind of weave this into something else. The time to play is now because we're going into the banquet event at the end of the year where you can get a lot of free stuff, which is nice. There's also a special bundle giveaway and, of course, the Kabam birthday at the end of the year. So this is a good time to grab free rewards by doing next to nothing or a minimal amount of effort gets back some decent stuff. So Kabam are offering the Mighty Monster Bundle giveaway and dive into the shadows with this new player bundle, granting 10 times spooky champions to all new players. Oh, it is free. I was worried then. I thought, I'm going to read this and say it's not free. New players unlock these 10 champions for free by logging in. I'm sure people will say, well, what about us long-term players? Well, I'm sure we're going to get something by the end of the year. Not the Grandmaster's Grace, what was it called? Damn it, I can't remember. You know when we got the glorious thingamabob, those supply drop 10 champions? If Kabam give away something like that, I mean, that was for the 10th anniversary, so I don't think we're going to get something as spicy, but I think they've got something lined up for us. And it could be very fun. It may be, may not be, but I don't know. Kabam are cooking something secret, weird. The 7-star Aegon thing still gets me as odd, isn't it? Like the 7 years to the day, next month, could we see the 7-star Aegon, the Founders War, rank up gem? Could be the case, but we just don't know, do we? Either way, new players, yes, there's something there for you. And as we said, does it escape a lot of the cracks and the problems that happen with MCOC? No, it doesn't, but still, you know, we can just enjoy it. Next up, Kabam did another reminder for Summoners Fest, which, if you don't know, same as it was before, exclusive first reveals, exclusive first looks, major reveals, which I kind of think isn't it like both things? Dev Q&A, which is cool. And if anybody doesn't know what's going to go on at the actual event itself, connect with the community, meet with the devs behind the scenes, epic reveals, Kabam Kitchen, see what's cooking in the playtest, which is annoying, but because it's like all the things we talked about in last MCN are kind of going to be here, 2026 roadmap. It's like, damn, everything we wanted to know is like, do we have to appear in person for this? I don't know if Kabam are going to stream all of this, but you'd love to know more about all of this. I think from a perspective of, hey, if Kabam are saying, here's what we got lined up for 2026, and you're like, well, that seems a bit stupid, and that's kind of like where Kabam may have been going wrong a month ago, and you're like, well, this is good feedback, and Kabam are like, oh, yeah, feedback. No, we're just going to put it out, and then shit hits the fan. Like, you kind of get where I'm coming from here. Like, why would you do a thing? Well, maybe not. Maybe kind of like listen to feedback on stuff. Yeah, we've got great ideas. Yeah, okay. So anyway, I really hope that Kabam are able to stream this out to everybody in that you get to learn what is going on, like all the details. But I'm sure Kabam will kind of like keep things a little bit kind of hush-hush. Now, I wanted to do a bit of coverage on where we are with the Hunger and Cure event. This is the surprising thing because I've kind of like parked this as a like, look, it didn't exactly work. In terms of it wasn't as fun. I mean, look at Marvel Rivals. They're doing a PvE and a Marvel Zombies orientated event, and the amount of hype for it even makes me think that if I can change my schedule around, I will cover like that. I'll spark up my old channel. We'll put some coal in the stoker, and start firing up that channel. And I'll do some Marvel Rival stuff because I might just find the time for it. less content here, but you know, anyway, yeah, like it's just exciting. However, what's happening in game? You can see right here, the Realm event has caught up. So I didn't know where hunger would be with it, but because point farming is like more efficient technically to what you get back from it, you can see like the climb of milestones, the peak milestones has gone up a lot. So the milestones, because you don't get to see what the peak milestones are like of this one. So you're like, okay, well, it was less to get more. So it's always going to balance out how it kind of goes. You'll always get the same rewards, but the totals are going to look like this. You're like, they don't match, but you do get the rewards. So yeah, I thought it was interesting for that one. In terms of like Kabam doing it, because I did see this post here about remedying it. I just don't think Kabam are going to remedy it. It's not gonna be what it's gonna be. Or maybe Kabam changed the peak milestones. In any case, look, I'm done with this event. Like, it's just one of these. It didn't land well. It is what it is. It's pretty much going to be done in 11 days. And are you going to remember this? No, you're not. You're going to move on to the next event. So that's what we're hoping for. Is it's going to get done. It's going to be over. And we can move on with our lives and never remember this event ever again. Okay, now I want to end with something really interesting and cool, and this is Khonshus Ankh. After the MCN on Friday, Khonshus Ankh reached out and said, "Oh, you know that tool you said that like would have been good to see? Well, we've got that on Khonshus Ankh." So yeah, I put a link to that to the description if you want to check it out. There's lots of tools here. So it's been a while since I've back on Khonshus Ankh. And there's no particular reason there. It's just there's a lot of things in the community that I've got to see, do, intake, and then expel out and deliver. And so sometimes you just can't be everywhere. And I'd love to be everywhere. I just can't be. It's always these things. Make sure to support, by the way, if you can. That, of course, would really help out Khonshus Ankh. Then there's loads of stuff. We got Relic Showcase, Glossary Explorer, you name it. We're going to like look at some stuff now. So the thing that I was talking about was this, which is the Prestige Calculator that incorporates relics into this, which again is fantastic. Look at that. That's the relics. That's the stat cast. All of it is in there for your needs, wants, and desires, and that helps out stuff, right? Helps out kind of like creating your roster and your future roster and stuff like that. I think it's more especially handy if you want to target certain StatCast relics and relics in general, just for trying to go, right, well, if I just kind of target this because I'm looking to improve my prestige, then at least you got that. If Kabam ever do something like a StatCast selector of some kind of description. I also just want to take a moment to say this is like brilliant. I love it when people set out goals for themselves. And you can see Khonshus Ankh says he wants to get scale server infrastructure to support increasing traffic, maintain long-term uptime, and ensure scalability to user demand grows. Provide ongoing content updates to reflect new champions' abilities and game balance changes. Foster community feedback loops to continuously improve features. That sounds like something out of a game development. I wonder if Khonshus Ankh is also a game developer, because it's sort of this kind of like, if he throws automatization in here and some other kind of things, I'll be like, this is like straight off like what was it, like Jira or something, kind of like from a back in the day. I miss working for a games developer and all the kind of the jargon. Cadence, my word, that word cadence, that always comes up. And there definitely seems to be a lot more things that Ankh's developing, which is really cool. I remember like very in the early stages and how this was, presented and how it's evolved and is continually to evolve. So this is really good. And I'm excited to see the future. Really am. Check it out in the link in the description. And yeah, in particular, relics information, fantastic. Loads of helpful things for the community here. So go and check it out. There we go. That's been the show for today. Just a little fun kind of like filler, but also shouting out places, people, and conduct in the community. Some good vibes in this particular edition of the MCN. Anyway, I'll see you soon.